Γεια σου, Άννα Τσαλεμπή.
Καλημέρα, καλημέρα.
Κόνσουλα, θες να δεις που είμαστε αυτή τη στιγμή?
Καλημέρα και από μένα.
Καλημέρα.
Goedenavond.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning from Barbara.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's 9 o'clock, so I think we can start. I hope you can hear me well. Yes, okay, nice. My name is Barbara Bauerek-Matloch, and I represent a school. It's a school in Rybnik in Poland. It's a school for students with different kind of disability. And today I'm going to present you the topic of autism and autistic students in education. But at first, I would like to thank you, all partners, for inviting us to the project Gold Hearts. I would like to thank you, the Turkish team, Umahan, Kayhan and Hassan, and the other school, Engine, and his teachers. Of course, I would like to say thank you to Adriana from Romania and their teachers, and George from Greece. It was for us great pleasure to meet you and to work with you during those 3 years. And especially it was a very important project for our disabled students because they don't have the opportunity to travel abroad very often. And during this project, they had the opportunity to meet their peers from different countries. So I hope we will stay in touch and we will start new projects in the future. So thank you very much. And now I will present and start with my presentation. I hope it's visible for you. Is it? Yes, okay. So the definition of autism, it's developmental disorder that appears in the first 3 years of life and affects the brain's normal development of social and communicational skills. Symptoms of autism are pretended play by the children, social interactions, verbal and non-verbal communication. Usually it's not noticed that the child has something wrong until they are at the age of 18 months old. Some children appear normal in the age of 1 and 2, and then suddenly regress and lose language and social skills. Some people with autism are also sensitive to touch, smell, taste, sight, and hearing. Social interaction of those students, they are very wide drawn, does not play usually interactive games well with their colleagues. They are not very good at making friends. They does not respond very well with the eye contact or smiles, and usually they avoid eye contact. They shows a lack of empathy and prefers to spend time by themselves rather than the others. And now I have a movie, short movie, which refers what autism is.
Hi there, I am Wally. You may be wondering what I'm doing here. Well, let me start again. I am Wally and I am autistic. For those of you who are not familiar with this term, autistic is a person who suffers from a neurobehavioral condition called autism. But what exactly is autism? Well, it can be a tricky question because autism can be a lot of things. This condition is now being referred to as autism spectrum dysfunction because of its variety and diversity of symptoms. Quite possibly, my autism may be different from another autistic, and that his or her autism may also be different from another autistic, and so on. However, there are 3 basic symptoms that are observed in all types of autism. Social interaction challenges, deviant responsiveness and difficulty in communication, cognitive dysfunction and insensitivity or oversensitivity to certain stimuli including sight, hearing, smell, taste and touch, tendency to engage in repetitive behavior throughout life on a daily basis. It may involve pacing, head rocking and hand flipping, etc. Now, let me evaluate myself according to these symptoms. I've never felt comfortable in social circles. I don't go out with friends or in gatherings, even though I have nothing else to do, and usually I feel out of place and panic in social gatherings. So, first symptom, check. I have trouble assessing how my words or actions will affect the other person psychologically. I have a really bad reputation for being blunt, and quite frankly, I have no idea why my words can hurt people. Most people tell me that I don't respond when I'm spoken to. I know that they're talking to me, but I feel a lot of background noise, which makes it hard for me to focus on one point during conversations with multiple stimuli involved. Along with that, sometimes I cannot assess the hidden meanings in conversations. For example, if I'm asked to take my seat, I would pick up my seat and ask, where to? So, second symptom, check. Since my childhood, I have a strong tendency for head rocking side to side. It calms me down. I have these episodes daily and quite often multiple times in the same day. So third symptom, big check. Enough about me. Let's go through some important facts about autism. Autism is known to affect 1 in every 60 individuals, with boys at 5 times more risk to be autistic than girls. Quick question. Do you think the dominance of autism in males has something to do with their gender, more specifically with the Y chromosome? What causes autism is still unknown. It is believed that a cocktail of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors contributes towards autism. Autism is broadly divided into three major types: classical or Kanner's autism, often referred to as severe autism. This type usually covers the low-functioning autism. In this case, autistics have the same but more severe symptoms, along with certain other developmental disorders: a very low IQ, loss of cognition, speech, antisocial behaviors, and mental retardation in extreme cases. Asperger's syndrome, also called as high-function autism, tends to have the basic symptoms but with low severity, so that the individuals suffering from it have a very good chance of a normal life. Asperger's syndrome has known to be associated with high levels of IQ, with individuals that may lag in certain daily races of life, but are super smart at stuff that appears to be very difficult for smart but non-autistic individuals. These excellency may include problems in science, art, math, and music, to name a few. Can you imagine someone who got the highest score in SATs twice, but can't ride a bicycle properly, and gets confused in easy tasks, like opening a push or pull door? The third type, also known as pervasive development disorder, or atypical autism. It usually involves more sociological and behavioral associated deviations, and is a rather less studied type of autism.
So, as it was said in the film, we have different types of autism. There is Rett's disorder, childhood disintegrative disorder, autism, PDD-NOS, and Asperger syndrome. Rett's disorder is early typical development followed by period of stagnation or regression, and it's very rare, and it's not found in males. Occurs around 18 months of age, and it's genetically based. The next one is childhood disintegrative disorder, a developmental disorder characterized by relatively longer period of typical development compared to Rett's and autism, followed by marked regression in communication, socialization, and cognitive skills. And it's around 1 in 1,500 births, more common in boys. Symptom onset between 2 to 4 years of age, but before 10 years of age. Cause is unknown. Pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified, PDD-NOS. Individual exhibits many of the behaviors and characteristics of autism, but not enough to meet the full criteria of autism. It's not the same as high-functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome. Individuals can range from high to low functioning. And the last one is Asperger's syndrome, distinguished from autism and PDD-NOS by the lack of language delay. Normal to above average intelligent, social interests present, but understanding and skills are lacking. Often verbose, but may use language in different ways and lack pragmatics. Patterns of speech may be unusual. Often motor skills of that person are delayed. And now I have one more very interesting film.
We are all different, and that's wonderful. Some differences are easy to see. Height, hairstyle, gender, eye color, and so on. Other differences can't be seen. Our favorite foods, fears, or special skills. Interestingly, the way we see the world is also different. For instance, what do you see in this drawing? Most people see a duck, but some of you might have seen a rabbit. Whichever you saw, you are correct. This is just a trick drawing to show you that all brains work differently. The brain is your body's computer. It works differently for all of us and controls how you learn. That's why we are all good at different things. How you feel, which is why we all feel different emotions. And how you communicate. Sometimes the brain is connected in such a way it affects senses and how we perceive and read situations and interactions. This is known as autism. Many people have autism, so it's likely you already know someone who is autistic. And for this reason, it's useful to know a little bit about autism. The special wiring inside an autistic brain can sometimes make the person good at tasks we may find difficult, such as mathematics, drawing, or music. It can also do the opposite, and activities we find too easy are incredibly difficult to them, such as making friends. The senses constantly send information to your brain about your surroundings and other people. However, when a person's brain and its senses don't communicate well, the brain can become overwhelmed and confused, affecting how they see the world. Picture yourself walking down the street. This is how an autistic brain may experience the same walk. Scary, isn't it? Sadly, in many cases, the person can't say out loud how they feel. So even though there's chaos going on in their heads, they seem okay on the outside, unable to ask for help. We all develop behaviors to help us feel calm in uncomfortable situations. We may look away, hug ourselves, chew our fingernails, fidget, bite our lips, and so on. Equally, autistic people develop behaviors that help them cope with these intense moments. These actions may seem unusual, but they're just their way to feel calm. When they happen, it means they are having a hard time. The kind thing to do is not to give them an even harder time by getting cross, ignoring them, or mocking them. Remember, just because a PlayStation can't read an Xbox game, it doesn't mean it's broken. People with autism need friends who are willing to take the time to know them. With good communication and plenty of patience, everyone would be better off. People with autism are not ill or broken. They simply have a unique view of the world. And with a little support from their friends, they might just be able to share that view with us. Autism can make amazing things happen.
Expressing feelings, empathy, starting, continuing, and ending conversation because they had problems with that. We are trying teaching them to giving ideas, listening to others, asking questions, disagreeing in very polite and nice way, being polite. We are teaching them negotiation, dealing with anger, and resolving conflicts. So we use, to teach them social skills, we use peer models, visuals, social stories and scripts, video modeling, and place schemes. Peer models, properly trained peers can be used to effectively teach, reinforce, and help to generalize social skills in children with autism. Play schemes, by creating imaginative scenarios with pretended play, toys, and simple actions and words, you can create something that the child with autism can relate to, copy, and hopefully expand upon and generalize. We use a lot of visuals because the use of visuals support language and teach social skills, and it's highly recommended and extremely effective, and it draws on the child's visuals and memory strength. We also use social stories or scripts. It's combined pictures and word at the child's or student's level of understanding to teach about a social situations or concept that may be unfamiliar or stressful to the student with autism. The goal is to provide the child with information that will make the situation more predictable and tolerable. And we can use also video modeling, capitalize on the students with autism interest in visually represented materials and the need for repetition by being or creating videos that teach correct social skills and provide fun and entertaining opportunities for the child to learn. I have some more tips for you. Maybe you will use it when you will meet a student with autism or Asperger's syndrome. Very important is to follow a predictable daily schedule and routine as much, of course, as it's possible in school life, because consistency for those students is a key and it's really important. So the schedule should be written somewhere. For example, in our school, sometimes the students have the schedule in their mobile phone because they have their mobile phone every day at school, so they can check the schedule and follow the schedule. And then they feel more safety at school. We also try to teach them manners because it helps students to be accepted by the others, by the community and their peers. Draw on students' strengths and interest. If, for example, the student loves cosmos, we are trying to let him be class cosmos expert. Model appropriate social skills and language. And we are trying to make everyday events and activities learning experiences. We are trying to teach our student initiation because when we give the students the words he needs, the students will have the opportunity to engage a playmate, to start a small talk, for example. And we are trying to spend some time every day together, enjoying our time. And we are showing students that being with other people is fun. And in the classroom, students with autism benefit from the structure, visuals, schedules, and reduce distractions. And now I would like to show you a short movie about how the autistic child or students feel what is going on from his perspective.
Just wait there 1 minute, I'm just gonna get a ticket, okay? Alex, just 1 minute. Calm down. I have to finish this, okay? 1 minute. Calm down. We're gonna go home now, okay? Alex, look at me. Focus on me. Look at me. Alex, just breathe. That's it, just keep breathing, calming down. Okay. Okay, see everything's fine now? Yeah? Right, let's go home.
I'm not naughty. I'm autistic. And I just get too much information.
So a few words about how it's look like at our school. With students with autism, we started new classes in 2017. And those classes was created in response to the demand for a place where young students with autism will be able to use their potential according to an individualized education program and with appropriate therapy. Through numerous training sessions and conferences, the teaching staff are constantly developing in their work with those students. We have very small classes, 3 to 4 students, and all of them are autistics or a student with Asperger's syndrome. Those small classes makes our work very more easier and allows us to tailor the activities to our students' needs. Bare schedule is very needed and important, and the building itself is far away from the city center and mostly is surrounded by the greenery. Classes offered by the school include music therapy, corrective gymnastics, speech therapy, animal therapy, alternative communication, which is very, very important, and functioning in the environment is also very important. Students also can attend music with rhythmics and many others like Warnke method, Tomatis therapy, etc. In addition, students take an active part in the school life. They take a part in discos and trips and outings. They perform at assemblies and participate in numerous competitions. In addition, the facility is constantly available to help. Parents can familiarize themselves with the curriculum and submit their comments and suggestions for modification. Additionally, parents receive tips from the teachers how to help their kids, for example, with homework, and learn how to solve everyday problems. So here you can see some pictures from the school. Those are my students. Some of them are autistics, but when we have some festivals or celebrations, we just meet with the others classes and socialize. So please remember that every person with autism is different, and sometimes it's very, very hard to understand that student, but we are trying to find the best way to help in education and in socialization of every student. It's always unique, totally interesting, but sometimes it can be mysterious. So I would like to wish you good luck in teaching those kind of students. And if you will have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I can answer it.
Barbara,
Yes.
we have a question.
Yes.
Your school is a typical school, and you have 2 classes for autism, or
No.
you are a special education school and you have 2 classes?
Yes, it's a school for students with all of kind of disabilities, but a few years ago we started to create classes also only for autistics.
Okay.
Because before we mixed autistic with others, yes. And in 2017 we started work with students with autism and Asperger's syndrome, but without mental disability. So they are on the usual mental level, yes? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yes, we understand. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, can you send us your presentation on the video?
Of course, yes, of course.
Our colleagues, they like very much.
Yeah, glad
Please
to
send a link, something, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
So now I will invite you to Poland. I'm sorry that's only online, but maybe in the future we will visit our school in real life, let's say. So the movie is here. And the last one, the last film is about my city where the school is located. It's we call it Rybnik. It's on the south of Poland, between Krakow and Katowice. We call this region Silesian region. Yeah, that's the end of the presentation. I would like to invite you to Poland and to Rybnik if there will be a possibility in the future. Are there any more questions to the presentation or to me?
May I?
Yes, of course.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Barbara, for the material that you have presented, and also that you reminded us how important it is to travel, to know people, new places, and how important is to have healthy children, and how important is to be tolerant with the one that you not understand. So I'd like to have those materials, because for us as a school that we are not working with such students, it's very important to know more other things about them, and makes us more approach to this kind of teaching. And maybe Kai-Han did recorded all those meetings, isn't it? And maybe he can share all those with us, or you also, if you like to, and also the material of yesterday.
Yes, of course.
I'd like to have. Thank you very much.
Of course. You're welcome. So I think we can finish right now, and we will meet tomorrow morning at 10. See
Thank
you,
you.
and thank you.
See you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Barbara. See you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.